Hey y'all, welcome to the Clock Tower. I'm Colton here with Brandon. Got a few tournaments to talk about. We're finally going to get all the way caught up on our BSF results. We're going to talk about the stuff that was announced at the English live stream as well. Starting with the Mexico Regional, which was back on April 14th, 52 teams. A lot of usual customers here. Chainsaw Man, Avatar, and Hololive taking the win. Good Stuff Bang Dream, another Chainsaw Man, and Hendrickson from SDS in second. Azure Lane, Chainsaw Man, Avatar in third. Meliodas SDS getting its first top of the season alongside Chainsaw Man and another Bang Dream list in fourth. Mexico is usually a more diverse regional, and you can see that in the rest of top 8. You see 8 Standby MTI making it, Wind Choice Grisaya getting a top, as well as a Pants double Standby Ruby list. So you see some stuff that's a little bit off meta, but by and large, the top tables, pretty normal stuff, with the exception, I think, of seeing 2 Bang Dreams in top 4 for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think especially being able to see a little bit more of the spice come in, being able to see a lot of these decks kind of paired alongside contenders we know to still come through and happen. We have 7 out of the 8 teams known, and out of the 7, 5 of them have Chainsaw Man. That was the big thing that we expected to see.
Moving on to the Philippines, we got a newcomer at the top, Licorice Recoil, getting its first win of the season alongside Chainsaw Man and Spy Family. This Leco Reco list, a little bit different than the one that we saw top earlier in the season. It's not on the level 1 with both Chisato and Takina. Instead, it's the level 1 Takina Pants combo that is summoned to the board by a level 0 Takina. When it gets reversed, it goes to clock and you can summon the level 1. Maybe not as good of a combo as the other level 1, because you need to ditch a level 0 or lower card in order to essentially Magaro 5 to add 2 to hand. So you need to be either refilling your hand with zeros off the combo to keep comboing, or you need to have enough zeros in your hand so that you can do the combo multiple times. So it requires a little bit more sculpting. Also gives the character across from it Encore 2, and it just sits at 5/5. It doesn't have any other power condition. So maybe not an amazing card, but the fact that you can get it essentially just for a clock, summoned directly to the board, maybe be able to combo at 0 if you want, at least have a big body like that other zeros can't beat. It clearly worked well enough here. The list is on the winning team.
I think it's an interesting list. I think it's also doing a lot of things you want to see. It has the Pants Climax to be able to help get those climaxes back to hand to keep throwing them down, so you can kind of just slam climax. It has some interesting stock capabilities here, especially since you have a pretty stock intensive top end, to be able to get the cards down and play, and then play them and use effects, whatnot. You definitely have a lot of pieces going for it with this deck, so it's really interesting to see this make its way up. That being said, we also do see, again, 6 out of 8 teams having Chainsaw Man, which I think is the biggest still continuing theme that we're going to expect to see going through. Although this one did have some outliers in top 4.
Yes, it did. We see Hendrickson, Hololive, CSM in second, Overlord, Chainsaw Man, and another Hololive list in third, but it's a slightly different Hololive list than the ones that we have been seeing. This one playing 8 Salvage, the level 1 Chloe into the level 3 Ollie. So we've seen some 8 Salvage lists before, maybe hasn't gotten quite as much play, but again, we've said it many times, if you put 2 good Hololive combos together, you're going to be fine. Every Hololive deck just has all these pieces. And then in fourth, Azure Lane, Guilty Gear, and one of the strangest lists I've ever seen, a Fate list that is trying to play the level 2 Saber Alter combo with the Excalibur, so that it gets essentially Trouble Girl on reverse, so free burn 1 starting at level 2. It plays a level 1 combo that tries to summon out those level 2s. It's an odd deck for sure. I can see the path. I see what the deck is trying to do. But definitely a strange way to play Fate, as people just refuse to let Fate die in 2024, and honestly, more power to them.
Fate Tier 0.
As far as the rest of top 8 goes, we do see a review Starlight list for the first time, another Kasumi Salvage Bang Dream, and the first time this season, once again, Haruhi gets a top in BSF, because that's what she does every year, because anti-climax and anti-combo stuff remains extremely powerful. If you can stop your opponent from playing a level 3 game, you can sometimes just cheese out wins, and that's what happened with Haruhi. Last weekend, the most recent regional in Vancouver. This one's a lot more normal, I think. If anything, it's a bit of a throwback. Kanata Marin, Standby Mirin, and Chainsaw Man in first. In second, 8-bar Mother's Rosario playing the Negsoul package, as well as a bunch of cards that combo with the Mother's Rosario Bar CX for Sword Art. So trying to have the flexibility to present some different looks, depending on the situation, as well as slow down the game with the Negsoul in the mid-game. So a list that we've seen in various forms. I think people still trying to kind of solve Mother's Rosario, and this might be a step towards that. It was paired alongside Chainsaw Man and an Oski Polka Hololive list. In third, Hendrickson, Overlord, 8 Pants Spy Family. In fourth, Chainsaw Man, Quince, and an unknown as yet Hololive. The Quince list was the 8 salvage list that basically just plays the resource game and tries to loop its combo and have a million cards in hand so that it can pop off with its top end. Outside of top 4, I don't think there's anything too strange here, just, pretty normal stuff. First top for Dragon Maid, 8-bar, making its way in. Kind of an odd spot, I think, in the meta right now for Dragon Maid. I don't think its matchup into Chainsaw Man is great, and that kind of makes things a little bit difficult, because Chainsaw Man is, a third of your matchups at any given spring regional. I think it's fine into a lot of other stuff right now. I think it can handle most matchups in the meta just fine, but the Chainsaw Man matchup, not an easy one for it, just because Chainsaw Man's kind of doing a very similar thing, but it's a little bit more consistent and doesn't require as many different pieces to make it happen. But yeah, that's top 8 from the 3 most recent regionals, and we are finally all the way caught up on those. Looking ahead to the release schedule, based on what we heard from the EN product stream last month, Bang Dream is the next thing to come out. My Go Trial Deck and Countdown Collection will be out on May 17th. Bocce the Rock, Ruby Premium, both set for June. We're starting to see some reveals for Ruby Premium as well. Shauna, July 19th. The 2 Hololive products will be out in August, along with Love Live, School Idol Festival 10th, and Ayakashi Triangle. Oshinoko, the believers finally get their reward. September 20th, Trial Deck and Booster Pack for Oshinoko coming to English. The rumors were true about JoJo's. We're getting both Stardust Crusaders and Stone Ocean on October 4th. Dengeki Bunko has a date as well, October 25th. The only thing without a date, Love Life School Idol Festival 2. I'm not surprised by anything that we got announced for products, which feels like something I haven't been able to say in a very long time. It's like finally a set of announcements that makes complete sense. So Oshinoko and some more JoJo's. Remember, JoJo's got the reprint. Azure Lane also getting a reprint in June.
That's fair. JoJo's was a surprise to me. I didn't think they were actually going to announce JoJo's at the stream. So,
also announced on the stream, they talked about a couple of the changes for fall. Mostly it's just a schedule thing. Schedule will run from September to March. There will be a shop challenge and the regional schedule. I think it just means that Worlds is going to get pushed back to March. So the season's going to run a little bit later. So far, nothing else really announced in terms of anything being different. Pretty sure that Rumble is just never going to happen again at this point. So we are basically back to 2 seasons, the spring and the fall, which now the fall season is effectively the winter season. So we'll see what changes maybe come with that, but I don't expect anything too crazy, at least not yet. We'll see if they make any more changes, but as of right now, the only thing that's changing is the schedule for fall. It'll start in September and end in March.
With that long span of time, there's also debate whether or not there will be a mid-season ban. Kind of like how they've done in the past, where they've kind of just done bans based off how things are performing in the tournament so far. So with this extended time frame, there's potential that it could actually have a mid-season ban in the midst of it. But that remains to be seen as we get ready for that fall season.
Hey y'all, it's Editing Colton with a late breaking update. Just a few hours ago, as I'm editing this, Bushiroad announced a surprise special conference that will be held tonight, Thursday night, at midnight, 9 p.m. Pacific. So if you're watching this and it's before midnight, that's happening tonight. If you're watching this and it's after midnight, there was a stream. I'm sure there are very interesting things being announced. Brandon and I think the most likely scenario is either Frieren or Uma Musume. I'm holding my breath for Zombieland Saga. Anyway, back to the end of the video. But I believe that is it for us. For those of you that might have missed the community post, Brandon and I are going to pull back the schedule a little bit for the summer. We both have a busy summer coming up, so we're only going to be doing one video a week for the next few months. Clock Talks will remain the same. We're still going to do a deck profile every month. We're not going to be doing as much gameplay in video form on the channel. We're going to be doing more streaming stuff. That'll usually be on Tuesdays. We will let you know via community post when we plan to go live on any given Tuesday. So we're hoping to get a couple of those in every month, but one main video every week for the next few months until we get closer to the fall season, what with the schedules that we have this summer. So yeah, videos will be coming out on Thursdays for the next few months. So we'll see you next week. Until next time, thank you so much for joining us. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and have a good one.
We'll see you then.